Most style advice is built around fitting in, and everyone wants to belong, of course. But you've probably shown up somewhere and been overlooked just because you look like everyone else. So, by the end of this episode, you're going to have a simple framework for translating your Enneagram instinct into your wardrobe so you can fit in without blending in. Because if you keep dressing for the room instead of dressing for yourself, you could keep disappearing into it. And today we're looking at what new research reveals about how your Enneagram instinct shapes not just the clothes you choose, but the images you're drawn to. This goes deeper than any style quiz. I'm Rebecca Milkey. As a personality profiler and style strategist, I've spent years helping women decode the gap between who they are on the inside and how they're showing up on the outside. Let's get into it. So, what is the Enneagram? Well, in broad terms, it's a personality typology system. Unlike Myers-Briggs, which describes your cognitive wiring and is the foundation of your visual identity work with me, the Enneagram more describes core motivations and the things that drive our egos. It's less who you innately are and more of a strategy. So there are nine Enneagram types. And honestly, for your wardrobe, I don't think your type number is the most important piece for defining your signature style. What I do see a strong connection to are the Enneagram survival instincts. And I made an episode about this before, maybe a year or two ago. Most people know their Enneagram number, but your survival instinct is the more useful tool for understanding your personal style. There are three instincts. They're self-preservation, sexual, and social. Everyone has all three, but in a different order of preference or stack. One is dominant, one is secondary, and one is repressed. And that order shows up in people's wardrobes, mostly unaware. So, what does it actually look like in a wardrobe? The self-preservation instinct is attuned to personal comfort and physical needs. In the wardrobe, that looks like prioritizing comfort and tactile quality in fabrics, preferring looser, non-restrictive fit, tending towards neutrals and classics. That could also have to do with other parts of your personality, but now I'm distracting myself. Leaning toward blending in rather than standing out, seeing durable investment pieces as the smart choice. The sexual instinct is attuned to intensity and attraction dynamics. In the wardrobe, that looks like choosing clothes that highlight your best features. It could be form-fitting or body-conscious silhouettes. Again, emphasizing tactile or sensory qualities in fabric, but possibly choosing different fabrics than the self-preservation would. Dressing to stand out rather than to blend in, and then making a statement without apology. The social instinct is attuned to group dynamics. It's attuned to belonging and social context. And in the wardrobe, that looks like dressing appropriately for the social context, choosing versatile pieces that work across settings, selecting items that can serve as conversation starters, following what's expected in a given environment, and fitting in while still trying to be interesting. The social is my own Enneagram uh, top instinct, which is why sweatshirt season is a genuine challenge for me because everybody, like in the summer, even, but especially when the weather turns cool, everyone around me is in sweatshirts and I want to fit in. So I feel the pull, but sweatshirts just don't look good with my body type. They don't resonate with my style DNA. Um, yeah, I've had some that were different, like had cool styling to them. Like one I had that had puff sleeves and it was a bright color. And still, they're just okay. But a sweater, that's a different story. And so I can wear like a sweater, but wear it like a sweatshirt and feel like myself. So I translate that in my mind. When other people say sweatshirt, I think sweater. And that's the difference between fitting in and blending in. So, how does the Enneagram instinct show up in images that you love? Here's where this new research comes in. So two groups, empathy architects and Enneagrammer, both independently discovered that the images you're drawn to reveal your dominant instinct more accurately than any quiz. And the reason matters. This is about instinct, so it's below language. So asking you to answer questions about yourself, even like when you're thinking about any typology, it's not the most accurate way to access that information, which is why, like when I do profiling for Myers-Briggs, it's a conversation. It's not you filling out a form full of questions. So they found out that each instinct has a recognizable visual signature. So I explained a little bit about how these fit into your wardrobe. Here's a little bit about the visual signatures. Self-preservation dominant people were drawn to images with an energy of home and setting or settling, like, yeah, settling. It's more earth than sky. There's objects, textures, and stuff, spaces that feel inhabited and safe. Sexual instinct dominant people are drawn to images that are high contrast and psychologically charged, singular focal points, transformation themes, images that pull you in rather than are simply pleasing. And then social instinct dominant people are drawn to images with multiple focal points, playful energy, status references, and a sense of what's interesting about me. Head-on portraits, the vibe of being cool. Your images in this context don't just show what you like, they show what instinct is running your perception. Um, and then there's some nuances about the stacks and the orders and how the pictures show up. Um, and yeah, that's interesting too. Um, and then the other thing that was interesting in this research was that the self-preservation people, what showed up in their images was like 98% what was expected for the instinct, but the social instinct was a lot lower. So that makes sense because the social instinct, if you were in a place that was dominantly one of the others, that would bleed into yours because of you being social. So, how I use images in my work with women is not diagnosing, it's almost the reverse. it's not diagnosing like what your personality is from the images. It's actually using the images to find the aesthetic themes that are going to resonate with your personality and then with your body as well. So when a woman comes to me uh, for signature style foundations, which comes after the congruence code, the first thing I ask her to do is to collect images. And this collection of images isn't images of outfits. It's like art and landscape, anything that she finds beautiful or compelling visually. Um, I asked for 10 of those. Most style systems sort you into a type and then they hand you a set of rules. So what I'm doing is more from scratch instead of like a set of rules. So I'm reading these images for the aesthetic themes, and those themes are going to connect her personality to her visual identity. Her instinct shows up there, but also all kinds of information about her body, her cognitive type, her seasonal energy, all kinds of stuff. The images tell me what words often can't, but I ask for words too, what she loves about the images. So if you've found yourself in other style systems, but you haven't found shopping and getting dressed easy yet, that's exactly the conversation we can have for free if you go to my website, signaturestylesystems.com, and book a style system synthesis call. We can look at what you already know about yourself and we can figure out what's missing and how I can help you. So if now is the time for you to do that. The link is in the show description or at my website. And here's something simple you can do this week to integrate these principles into your wardrobe. Pull out some outfits, try them on, and see if they feel like you. Do they look like any of the information that we covered in the section about the instincts, self-preservation, which is like what you think of as natural, kind of like a natural style, or uh, the sexual, which is more like a magnetic style, or social, which is more like contemporary style. So you didn't go quiet or lose yourself in the room because you didn't have anything to offer. You just naturally, we have a tendency to dress to blend in, but now you have one more tool for finding your way back. Your Enneagram instinct has been running your wardrobe all along, and now you can run it with intention. Thanks for being here for Signature Style Systems. Have fun being you, and I will meet you back here again real soon.